All right. Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? I'm Algo, and thanks for joining me on another morning watchlist building session. I am back at it. Let's get to it, shall we? So last week was horrible, and we went through a lot of changes. I'm not going to go too much into it. Just know that um, I do appreciate everybody reaching out and letting me know that they're there for me and if I need anything. So that meant a lot. It meant an awful lot. So with that being said, we're going to hop right into it. So what I do is every morning at 8 o'clock Eastern, I do a morning live stream. We go over top stocks and options for that day. Typically, we had a nice news piece that we could go through. I'm still working on trying to get that replaced. I haven't given it up, but trust me, I've even offered to I reached out to the company where I got my news and said, "Hey, I'm a developer. Do you want me to fix your stuff?" And they didn't want that. So with that being said, we're going to get into. I mean, good news is hard to find, right? I mean, you don't want to get a bunch of garbage, right? Subscription for something. I can't remember what it was now. Let me see. The Bloomberg Open. That's what it was. All right. Okay, we're gonna get into it. The other thing we do is we use the smart money, dark pool, and block trade algorithm software provided by FlowTrade. That's this purple line that's called the Flow Index. What the Flow Index does is it tracks large institutions, hedge funds, um, the big boys, smart money, right? It tracks what they're doing so that we know that if I can Google, for example, I'm going to pick on Google for a second. Hold on, I got to go turn this fan on. It's going to drive me nuts. Okay, so what we see here in Google is we see what's called divergence, and divergence is simply when green price bars and flow index are heading in separate directions. Okay, what we look for is opportunities here where we can play the reversal off of that because price will follow the flow index. Okay, so if we know that there was some divergence there at around the $2,600 level on Google, where they are net buying into this position as it's coming down. That's how they scale in and out of positions, right? Simply because if they dropped a multi-billion or multi-million dollar market order, what it would do is it run up and down the DOM and it would eat all of the liquidity, all of the liquidity. So at the end of the day, what would happen is they would be in a negative position because um, buyers and sellers, right, are bidding to get the best price. Typically, what happens is the price is lower than where they got in, so they're already in a negative position. So what they'd rather do is scale into it slowly over time as to not affect the market. And then when you find a good bottoming out, what will happen is they'll start selling out of their positions as prices coming up. All right, that's the world history lesson. Oh, I got to sign in the chat. Right, here we go. And I still can't get chat to pick me up as me. It's trying to pick me up as my main account. It will. Get this over here. So the way this works is the first people in the door for the stream get first request. And usually Johnny's pretty on it. My bad that I haven't been consistent and reliable for him, but he's one of the main people that reached out. Really, 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 really appreciate it. All right. So if you guys have any good news sources, leave them in the comment section below as you hit the like button. All right, I've got a couple. I've got one to Chart Viper, which is really cool. It gives me that. Come on. That. This. Okay, so let me show you what these look like. These are the reports brought to you, I think it's like 5 or 6 times a day by Chart Hyper. I've only got the U.S. futures. Second here. All right, so I got U.S. futures report that should be sent to me. It's pretty nice. It goes through and it just kind of shows where everything's at, right? The service is about $150 a year. There's a whole bunch of other cool stuff that goes with it, but I definitely like it. I like that they're kind of a different approach, right? You know what I mean? Where they're more of a global perspective instead of just the American stock exchange, right? We have a tendency to get tunnel vision, focus on things, right? All right, so again, no news. Events, let's find out if we have any events today. I use Forex Factory for that. I'm trying to show y'all what I use, so in case I ever have to miss a day again, y'all can just go into it. Okay, looks like we've got Tuesday, May 10th already, man. We've got Williams. Did he already speak? Yep, Williams has already spoke. IBTIIP, economic optimism at tentatively today. Waller is speaking at 1. Messer is speaking at 3. And that's about it. So we're going to have the Fed manipulating the market today. Yes. Can you get your news from Twitter? Absolutely. Would I rely upon it? Take it with a grain of salt. Also, these glasses. Last couple days, I was really struggling. I got a headache. I was really struggling with like, why am I just like, ugh, you know? And then I put my glasses on. I finally found them. I was like, oh, I can see clearly now. So yes, the glasses are here to stay. All right, let's get into it. Alrighty. So what I'll do over the next couple days is I will look through these news outlets and see if I can put together a semi-cohesive report that we can use going forward. I am also still working with the Hammerstone group to get their stupid news working. I've used it for 2 years and then it decides it wants to go offline. Okay. Is it in spam? All right, not seeing it. So I'm gonna get rid of these guys here and leave this guy, that guy. All right, so we're gonna start off with futures. We do have, excuse me, a handful of stocks we play every week, so we try to get super familiar with them. We also have the futures charts. I think I've got 2 of them up for some reason. Could be crazy. All right, so all right, here we go with the futures. Remember yesterday, I left some of this stuff on there that I was going to get rid of because I wanted to show y'all how it kind of walked right into it, right? All right, let's start on daily. All right, this is ES. So typically we'll go top row to bottom row. Top row is ES, NQ, YM, and Russell, RTY. And then we'll start on the bottom row. Bottom row is gold, crude, bonds, and the yen. The rule of thumb is the bottom row down and the top row up. That's the way we like to make money. No, that's basically a good sign for bullish people. 1 second here. Oh, come on. I'm streaming right now. All right, so, oops, sorry about that. All right, so ES, what did it do yesterday? Well, you know, it kind of broke. Is it heading towards my favorite target of all time? I believe it might be, right? I drew this trend line, I think Friday, when I hopped in and did a quick overview. So far, we're following that trend line. So we have, this is a very interesting fib level here, right? If I go all the way back, let's do this. All right, so we're on the daily. The fib from all-time high to the initial, not the initial, but the bottoming, right, which is here, right? We have, it's time to move it because we have a new one. Actually, I'm not going to move it yet because it's acting as an extension. So watch the bottom row. See how the bottom row is moving around? So off that low, we have a 382, which would be like a 1. Anyway, what I'm saying is we've got 2 snow lines down here, followed by this massive cluster of Fibonacci levels. I'm going to bring this over here. So we have the 618, the 382, and we have a snow line, and that's right at the 3831 level. Prior to that, we've got 2 on standard deviations. Well, kind of 2 standard deviations away from the weekly mean. Yeah, the weekly quant level. So what happens is we have this 0 line where price feels comfortable at, which is at 40.84. What they'll do is they'll push this price down, and if you ever notice that like price will hit a certain level, and then all of a sudden machines will come in and start buying against you. So if you're short, I mean, or if you're long, they're pushing it back down, or if you're short and it won't go any further down, you're like, what's going on? So that's what these levels here on this indicator indicate. So they did push it down to 1.5 from the mean the entire week in one day. Kind of crazy, big move yesterday. Do we continue to stair step down towards 39.40 is target 1. Target 2 would be 38.30. Contrarian, let's say we get a little bit of a rally. Look how far separated we are from the 21. The 21 is chilling way up here at 42.79, right? 42.79, and we are at 42. That's 250 points away. So do we get short little pops? Absolutely. Those are kind of fun to scalp. Would I short this market? I haven't retested the 21 in a while. All right, here we go. Rallied up, gave up the 50, gave up the 200. Gave up the 50, gave up the 21. We have not rallied to the 21. I think we might get that today. So I'm going to look at a nice move to 4,100 today. Retest that 21. From there, right, we need to make a decision if we're going to short even further, kind of like what happened here. We rallied up to the 21, and they shorted this, right? That's what I'm looking to have happen here again. So first target would be obviously 0 line. Let's look at 40.90 and then 4,100 to the upside. Contrarian, if we do break down below this mogul line and this low 1 on our weekly quant pivot, let me tell you the data. Let me give you some data, okay? So this is a weekly quant. For it to touch or close below this green line here at 39.40, 39.50, there's a 9% chance that happens, right? Or excuse me, a 6.7% chance that happens. The price actually closes here by the end of the week, okay? So my money is going to be on either chopping or continuing up. Okay, touching the lower one, 101. Obviously, we did that. Closing below this L1 at the end of the week, 14%. We have a 14% chance of coming back down here, right? So obviously, the numbers are a little bit higher towards the upside. So that's what I'm looking at, bringing this back up. We do have a mogul line that is providing some resistance on the 4 hour. So let's break this down to a 30-minute chart. Just know that we're looking for a rally to the 21, and that's about it. right? I am not bullish on this market any longer. But again, I'm going to look at the chart every day. So the weekly, we came down, we hit the low one, almost at low two, before we decided to chill at low one. There's a daily one, but it's super reactive, so I just kind of use it for confirmational support resistance. Now, this pattern that's forming here, let's see if I can get a good look at it, because every time we've hit this 50-day on the 30-minute, we've given up the ghost, right? Rally up above the 21, above the 50. Can't really get a couple closes of more than 50% of the bar on either side. Well, it's obvious on the bearish side above the 50. So what happens is the trend is still valid, right? This downtrend is still valid. Looking at interim, looking at what's going to happen today, we can always just grab a fib extension, go from the low. You take 1 point from the low, you go up to the high, you go back down to the low, and what that does is it gives you a retracement and an extension of this move right here. So we're moving up. Look at that. We perfectly retraced the 618. Perfect retrace to the 618. Now we're starting to move back up. We do have a 2150 crossover, so we're kind of bullish on that. Hopefully it doesn't just do this all pre-market, right? So upside targets. Now we have an extension, right, which are these dotted lines, and I look for areas of confluence or whatever. I always screw those up. Areas of clusters, right, little clusters. So my 127 extension happens to be right in line with my weekly high 1 quant level, and that's the 4055 level. Above that, we've got a 1414 and 1618. Remember I said we might get up to 4100? Maybe on a 4-hour chart, but for a 30-minute chart, I think we come up and we make some decision around this 4055, 4065 level, or at least today. And then what happens tomorrow is anybody's guess. So rally up, pull back, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is if you're Elliott wave. This is what it looks like. The rest of these are going to go super quick, so I don't have to explain everything for people that might not have been here before. Okay, that's what I'm looking to have happen on the ES. As long as, let me caveat that, if all right, see this 21 crossed up over the 50. We need the 50 to start curling up, because right now it's pulling price down with it, right? So we need the 21 to stay above the 50 and the 50 to curl up and start moving upward. It'll help us kind of guide price up with it, all right? So contrarian, if we do start getting closes below that 50 and that 21, and especially if we close below 4,000, right, or 407, 404, 4,000, that's a big deal, right? So let's keep an eye on that. It's a 30-minute chart. All right, next up on our list is the NASDAQ. Nasty DAQ. If I would have told you this at the beginning of this year, or actually at the end of last year, if I would have said, hey, yo, check this out. By May, right, we'll be trading down at 12,000 where we were trading in October, right? You'd have like, right? Well, we did it. We hit the big rally. I've got this, there's so much stuff on here that is important. I don't know why I've got 2 of those, but I don't need them. All right, so you see this regression line right here? We've got the 0 line, and you've got the orange line. 67% of all transactions occur within those two, that boundary, right? We bring it out to this green line, 80% of all transactions. So we've came down and we're hitting our green line, right? Beyond that, 95% of all transactions happen within this third deviation, but it's in extreme cases that we would get to that. We are chilling, right? We've worked our way from 0 to -1, down to -1.5, and we're on our way to -2, right? Which would be 2 standard deviations away from the mean, and we've only got 11760 is that deviation. So what do we do with the NQ? Again, low 2, we're on the way down. We crack the 4-hour open, we're shorting rallies to the 21. I'll find it. But look at this, we came right down to our demand zone. I was off, right? Off just a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Should have went to the top side. Anyway, came down, we hit our demand zone, we hit our daily 0 line, we had our weekly L1. So we're looking at a reversal point here. If those Buddha lines will ever load up, there's something I want to show you. So Buddha lines, the most important lines are the green and the red, right? So the red is the fire line and it is a magnet, right? So is the green. These white lines provide some pretty decent support resistance, and that's what I'm looking to have happen on the old NQ today. I'm looking for a rally to the 21, which is up here at 126.647, 126.47. So again, the extension, right? We pull right back to that 618. Here it is. I make this play all day, air day, right? Right back to the 618, bouncing off of it, working our way up to the 127s at 12,504. And then the 21 is at a 1618, 12614.25. I think we might get there today. If we hit the 21 today, what am I doing? Am I going to go long? Or I'm going to be like, oh, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, corrective 5 pattern, maybe a next step down, okay? So keep that in mind. Let's look at 30-minute to give us our entries and exits right off of my demand zone. And sometimes it's hard being this good. Sometimes capitalize on it. All right, so we are working our way back up to the weekly quant 0 line. This is the daily for yesterday, right? Pre-market, we came down right off the daily, rallied up to the 1, kind of chopping there, and we may get a rally up to the 2. I can't remember if I have extended hours on this or not, or if it's just a cash session. And it is. All right, check this out. This will blow your mind. How stinking accurate that is. You see how accurate that is? It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. Right? 0 line. Down to 1. They kept it at 1, back up to the 0 line. Right? So 0 line down to about a half. Well, that voodoo line, right? So again, 30-minute, let it be your guide. The 30-minute on the NASDAQ is still melting its way down, right? We haven't had that 2150 cross up yet. So what I would look for is this level to hold here. Make a move up to possibly 12,600. Start running into some pretty massive resistance at 12,700. We do got to clear. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, right? There's a line at 12447. Put that up on your chart. That is it's a quant low, excuse me. It's the 21-day simple moving average. It is also a projected daily high 2, right? So big rally up to that, and then if we get above the 21 on the 30-minute, I'd like to see a couple closes above that, and then we can plot out our next target, which would be the 50-day, which is right above it at 12,700. Still, negatively stacked moving averages, a little bit of a doji reversal. I don't trust the NQ, but watch me trade NVIDIA and AMD all day. All right, the YM is looking a little better. All right, the good old Dow, the daily Dow. What's up, you, Mr. Dow? All right. So that wick off pattern that we thought was happening, where it looked like it, turned into be nonsense. So we had a death cross back on May 4th. May the 4th be with you. We had a death cross. Well, I call it death cross. 21 cross down below the 50. We worked our way all the way back down to this snow line. See how important these snow lines are? Snow line to snow line. We came down, we ate up all of the liquidity in the previous demand zone, and now we're just kind of chilling there, right? We really need the 21 to start curling back up and retest the 50-day and get back above it. Then it can yank price up with it like a rubber band. If I were to trade the Dow, I don't even know, man. This just looks like more consolidation to me. 4-hour 21 is kicking it at approximately 32,686, which is my mogul line here. Let me show you what that looks like. I'll just go ahead and draw it up here. So I have a mogul line that runs. I'm still trying to learn what the moguls do, so don't ask me. All right, that's the mogul line. Oh, get back. That's our mogul line right there. We're rallying, looking to rally up to it so that we can get a retest of the 21. Now, the NQ is a little tricky with its 4-hour 21.50. Like, it likes to stay closed above stuff. So look for a rally up to that level. If it rejects it, downside target, first target would be snow line 32.104. Second target would be each of these moguls. And then finally coming down to 31.165. Contrarian, we get above the 21. Immediately we have the 50-day. So if you want to be safe, just set an alert at weekly support at 33.060. When that alert goes off, know that you've crossed back above the 50-day, and you need to figure out what's going to happen. Is this creating a head and shoulders? I don't know. I can't really read the pattern right now. Let's just call it shot test, shall we? Call it Benihana. All right, so what kind of craziness is this, right? You get big pop consolidation, big drop consolidation, melt, melt, melt. Talk about melting me down. So 2-day value area high is the same place, 32.4670. Do you see how we did get back above the 50-day and the 21 here, right? 21 crossed back above the 50. 50 starting to curl back around and be green. Now we have to get up and out of our own way. There is a lot of liquidity where we're at now. Next level would be up to approximately 32,500. Above that, we melt up towards previous point of control and the 200-day at 32,900. Our first goal is to get up above pre-market pod and make a move. Again, if we want to forecast this, we go from low, high, back down to low, rally up, great pullback right to the 618. Now we make our move. I love this 1414 as my price target. You'd be amazed at how many times price action hits that, reverses. Okay, we do have a 1618 at where the 21 or the 200 will be as time progresses. So we can look at rally to 32,814, right on the break of 32,496. Contrarian, we start giving up the ghost, right? We can bring it all the way down to 32,178 before I start getting worried that we're still in a downtrend and it's not a trend reversal. Okay. Dilly Dow's over, and the red-headed Russell that's being treated like a stepchild. All right, I'm going to do this quickly. Yeah, this is a lineup. I put this lineup right here, this green one up on Friday when I streamed. I was like, oh, do you think they're going to melt it down? Absolutely. Rally to the 21. This was Friday. No, this is early. I'm sorry. I didn't trade last week, so I'm missing data. Rally to the 21. Couldn't get a closes above it. We short it. This is perfect short right here. Okay. We do have tweezer bottom. We are trading at, we've got a fire line below us at 1710. We hit this fire line, look for like your hand hitting a hot stove. It's going to reject quickly. Okay. Snow line resistance at 1840, snow line resistance at 1917. And that's the daily, or that's the daily on the Russell. Okay, look at this 4-hour chart. Rally, didn't really do anything. Gave up our snow line of support. We fell all the way back down to our moguls. We are using those to kind of hold us up right now. If we can't clear, right, and rally above the 21, so like I said, above this snow line, 1840, immediately we have the 50-day at 1867, and then the other snow line, right, coming in at 1912. So it's got to fight ahead of it. The path of release resistance would be this fire line down here at 1714, maybe a quick little flush, and then pop and run. Okay. 30-minute chart is going to give us kind of entries and exits, what's going on. Let's look at price action a little more. Did we come down and hit some key support and resistance levels? Absolutely. I also put up this green line for some reason. I can't remember what it was. I knew it was important. Anyway, we're riding it, right? Same deal. Low to high to low. So here we go. Here we go. Oh, look at this. I wish this data didn't take so dang long to load up. Look at that. Rally above the 21. Hit the 50-day squeeze. Remember, I always talk about moving average squeezes. They're going to squeeze together and they're going to pop out one side or the other. Well, the Russell looks like it topped up above the 50-day, 30-minute moving average. The 30-minute, 50-day simple moving average. We need a couple closes above that, and then I think we can start that rally up to that 1414, which puts us, oh, looky there. Imagine that. This low is also, oh, look at, oh, wait, I need the right line. All right, so if we go from base over, the 1414 is 1797 is my upside target. I hope we don't hit it pre-market because it's going to suck, and we will just chop down in this lower lows or this lower area so we get it all figured out. All right, next up is gold. All right. So we were looking at gold before this breakout right here. I have the best group of people. Absolutely. So if we maintain the trend line, okay, it's there. Not the kind of trend line I'd actually use because it's not super perfect, accurate. If anything, it's a tweezer bottom. Yeah. Little tweezer bottom on the daily. So I've seen this pattern before, and typically it's bearish. Yes, big rally up, this wick right here, this sword killer bursts through the trend, right? This is the trend. It's in an up. This is a trend. It's an uptrend. The candlestick comes in, bursts through the trend, and sends price heading in the opposite direction. Excuse me. 1851.8 is my lows. We have a 21-day at the top of this wick. 1910. Do I see a rally to 1910? Possibly. What happens when we get there? We may get a couple closes above it, maybe some wicks up to test the 50-day. 1936, but that's a big ask, right? Once we get above this 50-day, right, then we're positive stack moving averages again. We're bullish. Well, let's rally. Contrarian, if we do break down below that 1850, 1851 level, we do have the 200-day coming in right around 1837. It's going to provide us a little bit of support. Okay. All right, next, that's gold on the daily. 4 hours probably going to tell us the same kind of story. We're looking at Sir Chop a lot. Come on. Chop, chop, choppity chop. Remember I said we get above this? What happened? Big rally. Failure, failure. Rally to the 21, gave it up. Now we're in a corrective pattern. The 21 needs to absolutely break through the 50 before we're going to even consider going long. If it doesn't, then I'm going to look to trade the zone down. So from the top of that high to this low, that's a trading zone. We trade that zone down, make a decision, we hit the bottom. Okay. From a 30-minute perspective, looking for entries and exits, we are in a Sir Chop a lot mode. What that means is I'm going to probably look at calls as price is going towards it, so that when it starts to fall, my calls are loaded and I've got a pretty good price that I want to pay for those. So that when price comes down and touches my support level, it's back up. Okay. Next up is crude. All right, Russia, what did you do to us? You got us. Oh my gosh, I can't see anything. But I want to show you that the fail Wu-Tang pattern reversal is in effect. It is so hard for one of these to take place. That's why you don't see them all over the place. That's why we're like, Wu-Tang reversal. It's a big deal. The energy and momentum that it takes to break through the ceiling after you swam your way up from the bottom is pretty significant. So you either consolidate around that level for a couple days, weeks, or whatever, or you know, an event that pushes you through it and you never look back. Well, contrarian, we ran out of gas, right? No energy left, no momentum, no conviction, right? Plus outside influences caused us to have a massive sell-off yesterday, which also brought us below the 21, below the 50. Okay. So what's going on with crude? So we are just kind of chilling at our tree line. Tree lines are more important than snow lines, right? Fire lines, tree lines, snow lines. Okay. With us being below the 21 on the daily, right? I don't trust it at all. Let me just do this. I have to say, shoot. All right, that's the 21. Now when I bring it down, oh, nice little channel failure too. Bring this down to the 4 hour, and this green line should stay there, and it should show me, yeah, I'm all. All right, seriously, you guys don't want that channel anymore. It's gone, so. All right, so what we got here is looking for a 21 50-day bounce. If that happens, it could pull price up with it. We do have the 200-day 4 hour at 103.59, and look how far we are removed from this line profile. And there's a fight on the way up. Is it easier to just break down below this snow line right here at 101.09? Second snow line's at 99.89, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4 Elliott wave back down to this tree line here at 98, or even the snow line back down here at 95. Crude is not my specialty. I don't play it very much ever since I got ripped off by Gush. But what I am seeing, remember we just talked about Wu-Tang reversal, 30-minute chart right off of my support level. This line right here that you see is the daily 21 EMA. Okay, we would need to get closes above it before I would even start thinking about anything directional momentum wise, right? Another Wu-Tang pattern reversal opportunity that we're going to look at here. So we come down, we hit support, we rally up, we hit resistance, we come down, make a higher low, and then we chill back up to here, right? And then from that point, we're either going to come down, or we're going to go sideways, or we're going to go up. That's the Wu, right? Let's say we went up, then guess what we got? We got that 1, 2, 3 Wu reversal, right? I know, I wish this was happening tomorrow, but it's not. Wu-Tang one safe, that's why. So, the absolute technical way to do it is a down 1, 2, 3 reversal, and this is what that looks like. Above the above the 1 point, you go long up. Okay, 0, 1, 2. The third leg, right, is longer than the first leg. So up to here. All right, it's 30-minute chart on crude. Bringing us home is ZB bonds. This is TLT if you want to play the equity. Remember, TLT is a snitch. So if TLT is rallying, that means the market's going to crash. All right, what do? We came down, followed this trend line that I drew, right? Like, oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did we complete our move? Very possibly. We could not get back above 143. We sold off. Tree line support failed. Moved back down towards the snow line. We're retesting the tree line once more, saying, hey, we're sorry. You know, we weren't feeling good, but we're back. We're at it now better than ever. And we're going to see if this tree line at 136 and 26 will hold, or are we rallying up to the 21-day EMA on our daily chart, right? 4 hour would be our guide. Slowly melting down. It's slowly, this chart's super jacked up. I haven't had a chance to clean it up yet. All right, so I have got, we're coming off my support, working up towards my next target up here. Remember the 21-day and the 4 hour, it's still above, pretty good level, pretty good move up. Let's check out The 30 minute. 30 minutes is probably going to tell us the story of what's going on. Okay, we look at this. So we rallied up to 21. Why do you always talk about 21? It's important. Right, rally up to the 21, support held. All right, let's go. We built up some conviction and momentum. Let's rally. Boom, big rally. Immediately stuffed by 50-day and our weekly value. Our weekly zero line. Sweet. All right. So do I think that bonds have more gas in the tank? Absolutely. If we can take out basically this doji right here, and then come back and use it as support. So we're like, look at this right there. Oh, come on now. Green. There we go. All right, so we're trying to get through this demand or through the supply zone. If we get through the supply zone, right, and we're working towards that weekly high one, right? Weekly high one for us to touch it, there's a 48% chance. So we move on up to here, knowing that the upper time frames 21s are here as well. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a struggle. This looks pretty decent. Now, contrarian, if we start breaking down and start closing below the 50-day and we can't hold this 21, then guess what? We have a downside target as well. So let's look at the downside, 135 and 134. But by then it would probably be already too late. All right, next up and last up is, look at the yen. Like, it hit this level and I was like, oh boy, there's some serious problems. We are down at a level that we haven't been to for years. All right, since then it's just been consolidating, right? No real news, downtrending currency. So remember that saying, the bottom row down, top row up. That's the way we like to make money. Look at this. We'll get that loaded up. All right, while we're doing that, I'm going to go through the chat, and we are going to try to find, one second. Find it. All right, we'll get into that later. Give me your request. So what you see in front of you is FlowTrade, smart money dark pool block trade algorithm. I already kind of went through it, so let's get into it, shall we? All right, Binky, what do you want to look at? While that loads up, Johnny, of course, we will get you CVS, Dash, and Roku. Nice picks, brother. All right, Roku. All right, first up is CVS. So as you can see, price is kind of trading with the flow index, right? All the way up to about here. This is a good example of quickly traded out divergence because we had price taking a nosedive and the flow index was kind of flat. So we knew price would rally back up to where the flow index was. Consolidated there a little bit. We had divergence here, right? It's traded out as well. Come on. All right, so beginning here, we've got another one. All right, so a little divergence there, that traded out as well. Now we've got a little micro divergence right here just in the last day, but I like to get at least a couple days worth of data. Now, the other thing too is the flow index moving, made a high, higher low, made a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. If it continues with its pattern, it should make a higher high. Now, this is a pretty gnarly little trend line that I see here. Ish. So take note that it's broken down below this one a couple times, so I don't know if it's just a general rule of thumb or if we can recreate it on a map. You all see I just lost them, sorry. Just lost half my trail. Alright, what this looks like it's forming is a giant wedge. But is it a bear flag? Right? So we would have the pennant here and this the pole. Yeah. We have a regular block at 98.66, dark poles at 100, 169, and then support down here at 97.73. If this bounce off this dark pole, we know that it's a buy and it's back to rip. Okay, where are magic kills? Come on, seriously? What? Seriously though? Hold on. Alright, the magic kills. Alright, so CVS, sorry, it took me forever to get that loaded. CVS is riding the daily 200, just chilling at that 382 retracement level. I don't even know where I got that, but it's at that level I like, right? Looking at some other things may change my mind. We were chilling for our mid, so from a cycle perspective, for our bottom, for our mid, for our top, for our top, for our mid, right? Do we do for our mid, for our bottom, or mid, for our mid, for our top, right? For our bottom is at 96.26, and the 4 hour top's just chilling at 101. All right, so that being said, looking for a bounce, and it's a tough one. I don't want to trade the chop at all. So I'd hold off going long until you get above 99.20 or 99.15 for a quick move to 100. Okay. All right, that was CVS. I'm not going to spend that much time on the rest of these because I do have to go. All right, what do we got? We got Dash. DoorDash delivers. Oops. All right. I just don't like this big finger pattern on anything, especially the flow algo or the flow index. This just looks super bearish. I would say that's an inverse head and shoulders. We did, however, triple bottom at 64.18. There's a regular block there. We touched it once, twice, 3, 4 times actually. So what is that? That's a big fat giant wedge that needs to go someplace. It's a sand wedge, right? Massive angle. So this is all like these little bunny ears. This just feels very bearish to me. Wu-Tang reversal. So above 67.70 on Dash, I would look at a move towards 72, 73, then 79.80, right? See how it's got that little Wu-Tang reversal setting up right there? This guy right here. See it? Down. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and go off. Contrarian. How low can it go? To 0. If it breaks this regular block, 64.18, it's going to get real sketchy real quick. I think I've got too many windows open. Too many windows open. All right. Well, damn, I hate it when it makes those moves like that. All right, gapped up with 34. I'm looking at weekly cloud top and don't know what that line's there for, or the average. So weekly cloud top 72, 72, 75, 73. Okay, that would also be 4-hour mid, daily Keltner channel cloud bottom, coming up back up from the underside of it, looking for rejection, further move to the downside. All right, I could be absolutely wrong, but what I'd like to see is rally to 74 and then short the world. Yeah. All right, next up is Roku. How am I gonna get Roku on it? Oh, I did. Sorry, I look at the right place. All right, what's going on? So Divergence traded out. Divergence traded out. Right. Micro divergence traded out. Price is trading with the flow index in the same general direction. Now here we have some divergence. Right. It's this one here. Right. Little micro patches of divergence, but what I don't like is see how the flow index came down, rallied up, hit it once, hit it twice, can get going above it. Third time, failure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I would look to see, keep an eye on this, right? It's trendline support, regular block trade at 57.77. Rope is only $50. Sorry, 87. I was like, that can't be right. Big giant H-faced shape pattern. Bat ears at top. I'm very bearish on Roku now. On the break below that trend line, we would obviously test previous lows and then use a fib extension. Start here, point, right, and then back, and this should be the 618 level or 50%, and the next move down. That's sketchy AF on Roku. All right, next up is what we got here. Sorry, I was reading what DJ was saying. All right, DJ, thanks. I really appreciate it. You want to look at GM or do you want to just look at SPY? Somebody wants to look at Zillow. That's pretty smart. Amazon favorites. Nobody brought up Shopify. Y'all don't know about the magic of Shopify. All right, look at the SPY, y'all. Look at that clean divergence, right? Clean, clean, clean. Got the green lines up here to help us out. Arab buying. All right, let's get over here. Come on, sucker. All right, as long as the SPY can continue to make higher highs and higher lows, I'm looking for these dark pulls down here at 398 to hold, right? We're sub 400. We've got a white line, which is where regular and dark pull trend on top of each other, coming in at 411.35, and above that, there's a cluster at 413. Do we get a rip up there today? Let's hope so. The flow index is making higher highs and higher lows. We have divergence. Should be easy peasy lemon squeezy for the SPY as long as things cooperate. I would look for the Dow or the Russell to initially lead. Now, this is BS right here. Look at that gorgeous cup and handle. Nobody could trade at 4:12 in the morning because guess what? You guys suck. Options are only traded during a cap. Anyway, it's true. All right. Rallied up to 5.15. So we're chilling at 15 top, 15 mid. I love this trade right here. If you can get the 15 cycle dialed in, there's money up and down, and it's not so fast that it's just going to make your head spin. Also getting into a trading zone that goes to approximately, it goes all the way up here, but I'm looking at a cup and handle as well. So let's take our fib extension from the low to the rally, back down to the low. And that shows us that we whipped through all of those. I think we get a nice move up. I'm going to target 405, target 1, and then finally the daily cloud top, weekly cloud top, 411. Okay, I like SPY. All right, next up on the list, and I think it's probably going to be one of the last ones that I do, is going to be all right, so on Zillow, this is failed divergence. Divergence is, right, it is failed divergence, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. We've got white line cluster at 43.35, another white line cluster at 40.52. We did dip down below the historical level, but immediately came back up, and it's holding for now at 37.18. So I just pointed straight down. So, do they meet up today? Did the flow index and price meet again? Possibly. Here. I think there might be something to this trend line here, so it may come back down. All right. Like, I don't even know what to call that pattern other than ugly. You know what I mean? All right, so he fell out, popped up, consolidated, fell out, popped up, and it's been consolidating. We are chilling in the daily Keltner channel cloud with room up to the top at 38.50. Above that, for like milk or whatever else. Yeah. Sorry. All right. What's going on with this thing? All right, so daily Keltner channel cloud. So we're off the bottom up to the top. Weekly cloud top targets 39, 39.50. Sorry, I got my pro shoe list over here. It's animated, right? Keeps pulsing. I'm like, no. All right. So there's that. Next up is, let me see what we're gonna do. Amazon, this divergence is bananas. BANANAS. The flow index continues to make higher highs and higher lows, while price continues to make lower lows and lower highs. Amazon, this divergence, when it cracks, it's going to be so nice. I can't tell you how long it's going to take, though. We do have a regular block 215 or 217578 that should hold us, but we're making higher highs and higher lows. Little micro divergences obviously traded out, but I would look at, let's do this. Let's just do zone to zone. Let's do zones. Amazon zones. We want to trade this zone on Amazon, right? This one here. What that means is that we want, the safe move is, come on. All right, rally up to this, do we reject it and continue to back down? Very possibly. Let's look at what the 21 is. Oh, it's doing it without us. Not cool, Amazon, bro. All right, so I'm going to look at trading shop today because it moves way funkier than Amazon. Anyway, big pop, taking out pre-market high right now. 4-hour Keltner channel bottom. Through this, right, we have room up to 22.48. Look for a little pop out, back testing 22.48. That's your signal to go full send the world, right? Next up, 4-hour mid at 23.40, and then 4-hour top eventually at 24.50. If it gives us a chance, I don't know if it's going to. Got a big John Wicker wiki right there. Yeah, it should be interesting. All right, I'm gonna look at shop real quick. I have to run, y'all. It's that time. Oh, shop, you're gonna do it without us, aren't you? All right. They bought the F and dip right here. me show you what that looks like. What that looks like is this. Rally to 21, failure. Oops, we got stopped right at this level here. What's that level? 336. That's pretty strong. Rally to 13. No, failure. All right. Made a higher low. Rally 13, failure. We came back down. We got pushed down to this 337 level. Since then, consolidation, moving average is starting to get stacked positive again. What happened here, though, is what I want y'all to look at. And I don't do a very good job of doing this every day, and I need to start working on it. I'm going to start working on it. Right there, what happened? Slingshot squeeze on Amazon, right? When that popped, that's enough momentum to turn the histogram from negative to positive. 1, 2, like this squeeze is about traded out. When a squeeze pops, you can get about 6 to 8 periods off of it. All right, so again, Foreman cup and handle, Amazon, that zone we want to trade runs, or excuse me, the same as Amazon. There's a zone that we want to trade, right? And that's the zone right here that it just ran. Here, look at this. Why is this being such a ginormous pain this morning? I get it. All right, so that's our trading zone. What do I mean by trading zone? So I take the previous level that stopped this force, right, and know that there's a level there. We rallied up, we came back, we broke through it, we back tested it as, hey, we're going to support you on your move down. This was trading this zone from this move to here is so sweet and juicy, right? It's just like one of the most favorite things in the world to do, because you know it's going to be just a nice, easy move down to support, right? Immediate reversal back up, and then slow ride down. Does it continue to do that? I don't know. Those levels would be, so if you pull up like an intraday chart, look at, what was the 6th? Right? What was that last? Anyway, look at the lows at the 6th and then the 9th, right? And then take your box from the bottom of that to the lows that we just got through doing. That's your trading zone. Clone it, right? You clone this box. Once you find a ticker's trading zone, you can do so much, because then you know, hey, when's the next time it's going to trade in its zone? Well, look, it did right here. All right. Anyway, all right. I think that's it for me. I have got to run. Thanks for joining me. I'm Darkwell Algo. I'm gonna go fix my grocery list. It's just driving me bonkers. I'll get that fixed, and I think that's it. All right, shop Algo is. I gotta go. I can't do this. All right, shop Algo. Big rally up to resistance, bull flag breakout. Big pops to these dark bull levels that came in on. This is March 23rd dark bull level at 703.59 and 713.43. These are not recent. These are back in the end of March. Rally through it, back test confirm for support. You know, we've got that little deal there. So level on shop, first target 410, second target 410, 480. It's a big move. Okay. All right, I gotta run. I will put these charts up here real quick. I'm not gonna be able to review them, but if y'all want to screenshot it, be my guest. IGV, I don't know what that is, but a little bit of bullish divergence. It's nice. That is nice divergence there. Once it finds the bottom, I would look for a rally back up to 301. Okay. And then Apple, is that really it? Just Apple? All right. Apple is trading with price, so it's NVIDIA. NVIDIA is trading with price, right? Those two big boys are just trading with price in whatever direction the market goes, basically. So 180.50 is my fail safe, like above 180.50. NVIDIA is uptrending again, and we trade the zone 180 to 200. And then if we bounce off at this 169.50 level, 169 to 180. Okay, I gotta go. Thanks for joining me on Dark Pool Algo. I will see you all tomorrow, and I will try to be in the chat group as much as I can today. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay green, and make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications on the way out the door.